Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda Anthem.
Yeah, let's talk about this trending topic before we wrap. So this is something that went semi-viral. When shout out to Angela Yee, shout out to Lip Service. Shout out to Lip Service, the ladies at Lip Service. So we was in BET press row, and they sat next to us. So they interviewed us, and I'm gonna ask them some questions. So they interviewed and they asked me about a date, a first date. Like what's the amount of money that you can spend on a first date?
Yeah.
And I gave an answer, and apparently it was a very controversial answer because a lot of men wasn't happy with what I had to say. And said some unnice things. Some people said some unnice things.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
But I think it's a conversation worth having.
It hurt your feelings a little bit?
No. It's all good. I ain't taking into that. You can't,
What would you say? It's a penalty of your leadership?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't really get into it too much. But I feel like, it's a conversation worth having because you're talking about finances and relationships and finances, they go hand in hand, very important. And just having some level of, etiquette, understanding behind it is very important. So, yeah, I think that, when I was saying, let's just add a little bit of clarification to it. So they asked me about a first date, and I said, for me personally, it probably would be at a restaurant like STK, things of that nature. And I'm like,
Oh, the question was, how much did you spend on a first date? For those who don't know.
Yeah. So I'm like, $300 to $500. So apparently that was a blasphemous statement to be made. So let me fully unpack this. Hey, I never said that that's what you have to spend, or that every single person should do that. Never said that. She asked me a question about what I'm doing. So what am I supposed to do? Lie? And secondly, I understand we have a coastal bias too, because we live in New York. We spend
in New York, yeah.
We spend a lot of time in LA, even Atlanta or Miami. So it's like, it's different, right? You in New York City, it's going to cost $40 just to park your car, right? And then it's like, you get a couple appetizers, you get a couple drinks. You can come across $300 very easy with a tip. And then if you go out afterwards, catch a vibe at a lounge, it's not unreasonable amount of money to kind of to have that. It's just kind of put it in perspective.
Investing has considerable risks. Please consult your advisor. If you don't have the capital to do so, it's okay.
But then
whatever percentage.
And then they were like, "Yo, it's not financially responsible." But my whole thing is this: where it was like, if you can't afford, how I look at it is, if you can't afford a couple $100 to go out on a date, then you probably shouldn't be dating, and that's okay. Because there's been times in my life where I was going out on dates and I'm like, yo, it's costing too much money. Like this is adding up and it's becoming a financial bill for me. And I got to just fall back and focus, lock myself in a room and focus on making money until I can actually afford to date. And it's not a financial burden, or I don't feel, you know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes in life, you just got to look at it and just be like, all right, right now, I'm not in that, I'm in grind mode right now. Right now I'm in grind mode. I'm focusing, I'm building my business, I'm getting my resources. And then when I can afford it, then, or you can just, play the game how you feel that you want to play it. But I don't think that, I don't think that saying that somebody doing that is wrong. It's just like, that's something that
you guys are supposed to be leading the culture of financial literacy. This is what you come with.
But also, I was talking to 19 Keys. Shout out to 19 Keys, and he put a clip out of a young lady that was talking about being submissive and all that, and we all thought that was a good message as far as how she said. But I'm like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, meaning like you can't expect a woman to be submissive and to take care of you and to take care of that family and to show you so much, like treat you like a king, if you're not acting like a king. So it's like, there's responsibility. Everybody wants to be called a king, but nobody wants to be a king. There's responsibilities with being a king. It's not like you just live in and you just get grapes served to you. Being a king is hard. Like a lot of people rely on you. You got to feed a lot of people. You got to make sure a lot of people's good. Like you got to be a leader. Even when you're weak, you got to be a leader. Being a king, a lot of stuff comes with that. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, as far as women, if you are around a young lady and you're courting her, then
she's a great investment for the future.
You should act like you're courting her. And it might not work out, but that's life, right? Some investments don't work out. You might put money into an investment and it goes away. But if you're going to invest time into a young lady, then you should treat her like an investment, and you should give her that level of comfort and stability, even early, because it's like first impressions is the most important thing. So it's like, yeah, you might not necessarily get married to the woman, but I don't think that, paying for the first date is something that, is an unrealistic expectation.
All right, yo, I told you, man. I ain't see anything wrong. I ain't see anything wrong with it. Like, but prior to all of this, before it was Earn Your Legion, when it was just like Rashad Bilal, Troy Mills, like that's how we grew up. Like we courted, like we paid for anytime when he said, like you said this in the statement, like a woman's not going to spend anything around me. And that's true. Like it's just not something. Just how we was raised. Really, like it was like, all right.
And that's without expectation.
And that's without any expectations, right? Yeah. And somebody, I think people are like, well, if she brings her friends, and it's like, nah, it's not about that. It's not about that. So if
Ian said that,
we're gonna get to Ian. We're gonna get to Ian in a second. But like a woman understanding that, listen, I'm gonna take this responsibility to court you. It's up to her to be that woman that's respectful. It's not going to be an abusive situation. It's like, I want to spoil you, and in turn, like you said, like there's the other end of it, right? Like you're going to spoil me in other ways, right? With love and compassion and nurturing of our children. So like it goes back and forth. I didn't really see. It's crazy because I saw the comments going. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. I'm like, I had to turn it off. I'm like, yo,
I understand that we're in a recession, and I am sensitive. I don't want men to feel like I'm pressuring them to spend money that they don't have. I get it. Trust me, I get it.
They ask you what you did.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think you should feel intimidated by me.
Yeah.
Because there could be something like Floyd might say, the first time I meet a girl, I'm gonna take her on a private plane. I'm not doing that. But I'm not. Yeah. I don't feel away by him saying that, because that's something that he's actually really could probably do if he wants to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody's different. Everybody's in, and I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I'm just saying, like, as far as what I'm doing. Now, Ian did say another comment that she made. She said, well, if she brings her friends, and she's like, would you pay for the friends too? And I said, yeah, because I've actually done that before. And people thinking like, oh, you're a simp. It's the difference between getting taken advantage of and having a vibe. Yeah. I've never had a situation where I felt uncomfortable in a situation. It's like if we were a group of girls and we hanging out and they got appetizers and they got food, I'm not going to, when the bill comes, I'm not going to say, hey, I need $25 from you. Can you cash at me 15?
That's big corny.
Yeah, if that's being a simp, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, I'm not going to sit here and like try to be a mathematician and calculate you had a apple martini and you had that, da-da-da-da. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But Ian, you said that you disagree with that. So I'm interested to hear your point of view.
If I'm going on a first date with a woman, you can't bring all your homegirls.
Yeah,
I just want to vibe. I just want to vibe. But now, if we were out and we're already cool,
like what if it just happened by like, you go on a date? I don't think they would bring it to the, like, let's say y'all go on a date and then the vibe is good, and then you go into like, you just get some drinks somewhere, like, you know what I'm saying, a rooftop.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't date that away on the show in Cash Apps. But yes, and shout if I made you money, I may get Cash Apps.
Yeah.
That's no big thing.
If we go on a first date, I don't expect you to bring 3 people with you, unless I'm gonna bring 3 people with me, and then it's a group vibe.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if for whatever reason, a friend comes through and, hey, come have a drink,
Yeah.
I just feel like we gotta start getting to a vibe where we treat women better.
Yeah.
And part of that,
this is not tricking. You got to pick the ones you're gonna do this with. Because at one point, I was the king of, I want to take you out to took you down. You hear me? Then I elevated.
And then for me, like I even told Angela Yee, I'm like, look, Angela Yee has been out with us several different times, and that's just a friend of ours. Like, I'm like, you're not paying for nothing, and there's no expectation. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just
same thing. We hang out with Weezy and all, like,
exactly. Like,
you cannot pick up a check. No. Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand why men feel so uncomfortable about just showing love to women. Like, it's not like you being a trick or you leading with money. I'm not leading with money, but it's like, I want women to feel comfortable around me. Like, women and children, I want them to feel comfortable. And
As they should.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like even men, like I might even pay for a man's bill, like if we around, but I'm not
done that a lot too.
Yeah, a lot. But it's like, for women and children, of course, I'm always going to, show love and make sure that they're good. And there's a difference between getting taken advantage of. I'm not just taking people on random shopping sprees, but I just think psychologically we gotta reframe the way that we think. And we're never gonna get somewhere as a culture, as a society, if the most important people in our ecosystem, which are women, are constantly like, it's a battle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, we going Dutch, we splitting this, I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, but don't glorify it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not paying for nothing. They got to pay for everything, and don't do this. And you only get one drink minimum. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
or you could do that.
But you also setting a bad standard for your daughters.
This is true. This is right. We got to be conscious of the way we raise our daughters, but that would be if the question was asked to them. The question was asked to what? And the thing, like I said, I want to make this very clear. Like, that's not something that's new. Like, it's like, oh, he's in a different tax bracket now, so he's doing. No, bro. Like, I've been around them doing this prior to. Like,
yes,
that's just how we. That's how we was brought up, bro. Like, my parents, my dad told me that. Like, listen, make sure that you take care of your women. Make sure you take care of your wife. Make sure that she feels secure, which is the number one thing. You want them to feel safe and secure and appreciate it. So we got to do that. Like, when Angela asked that question, I said, I'm still dating my wife. So I treat her like I'm dating her.
And I'm not married, by the way. There was some confusion. In the comment. Few people like, well, I thought he was married. And one person was like, well, I guess once you get to a certain status, that doesn't matter. I'm not.
I'm gonna say it for you. Y'all shut up with that.
I'm not married. Troy's married. I'm not married. Let's just get that understood.
Listen,
okay?
the bigger conversation, some of y'all need to take your kids on $300 and $500 dates. A lot of y'all in them comments who are saying that when I see y'all out and about, y'all be trying to trick and don't be having us down and say, no motion. She won't let you spend the money on her. That's part of the issue. You won't let Mr. A, bro, just chill. Because if you really out there getting it, you don't care what he said about how much will we spend it, Hey, man. Yeah. And shout out to everybody in the Red Pill community. I love that y'all love Fresh and Fit, and shout out to my guy Steph. Steph is cold. Like, but some of y'all who be talking about red pill stuff, when I see y'all out, y'all be having no traction. We don't have to make a pod, about a comment about a pod and remix. I know everybody want to do content. MB came on here and told y'all 2 weeks ago, he in the real estate, and he has one of the biggest media shows ever. That shit, a lot of y'all trying to do content for the wrong reason. Just enjoy. And if I'm taking you on vacation, put yes and I'm just playing.
Hey, could have been worse.
Boy, you talk about my first dates. Boy.
If I took you on vacation, put yes.
I should be looking like 90 Day Fiance. Quit playing with me.
Yeah, we're accepting all thank you letters going forward.
It could have been worse, man. But man, I gotta, come on, guys. Like, come on, man. We not here to beat the men down, man. We had to support the men. We love the men, but ultimately we got to act like men, and we can't act like little kids, man. So
Mike, clip this up and put this out first so they can hate both me and Shotty. But this shit gonna go viral. Shade Room, to go tag Shade Room, Jason Lee. Who else you need? One of these gonna go crazy.
Oh man!
And listen, I'll start putting them little relationship posts up, and I said, man, I'm getting 200,000 views in 5 days, but the price of Bitcoin getting 2,000. Let me do the Shaka bars real quick.
Shaka bars. Oh,
I'm gonna clickbait y'all to death this year.
Shaka bars.
Go ahead.
Oh man, but yeah. So I'm glad we got that. But yeah, maybe every once in a while we can have some segments, and we're working on some stuff too. But it's important to have more content. I understand that now people are really interested in these relationship conversations.
Yeah.
So we need to have different type of content that's related to that, because it's important.
Yeah, we've had plenty of
great relationship is an investment.
So why not?
It's your biggest investment.
This that Red Panda anthem.
Ian, what's up?
This that Red Panda anthem.
Red Panda, what's
This
good?
that Red Panda anthem. Whole foot going up. I know they can't stand it.